Hi there. Just wanted to say I thought the talks and the speeches that were delivered were high level, fantastic, articulate, poignant. So in response to some of those, the first one, reporting racism and that idea of keeping track, that's something schools have to do anyway as part of safeguarding. But I think what was picked up from that meeting was, but what next? And we might be able to report it, but where does the loop get closed, where we follow up on every party, including the victims? And I think that's really, really important. One thing we're looking at doing in our school is actually expanding the level of reporting. One, we don't feel students feel as comfortable reporting, and so it's about making sure the availability of reporting is there for all students. So we're looking at having a little button on our homepage, for our student homepage, where they can press that and it's picked up by our anti-racist board that we're establishing next year, and as well as our safeguarding lead. And then we'll decide which level of support is put in, whether it's peer-on-peer support, someone who feel more comfortable, whether it's our core, EDI working party, which is called CORE. This is Carshalton's organisation for racial equality, and it's a group made of staff and students who want to work in this area, so whether it's that or whether it's a higher level at safeguarding. In terms of following up, so we want to establish a 5-hour anti-racism training programme for any student that has been reported as having been racist, and that's led by one of our assistant heads who's done a lot of work in this area. She was actually heavily involved in the documentary that's on Channel 4 of the school that tried to end racism. I highly recommend it. So she's done a lot of work in this area. But it's about also following up with the victims and making sure that there's those regular check-ins. It can't just be a one-off, you're all right. So it's really about closing that loop, because the experience of racism would stay with someone. In terms of number 2, expanding the curriculum within schools. So we're doing the race action. We're looking to get a race charter mark accreditation, and part of that process over this last year is working on a race action plan. And as part of that process, we carried out an audit with our curriculum leaders, our heads of departments, and it was interesting because they read amber green to where they were at, and the majority, I'd say on average, was amber, where heads of departments felt that their curriculum was diverse, but there was more that they could do. And so one action from next year is that we work together as the EDI working party core works with our heads of departments to really scrutinise areas that could be developed and improved, so as we make it as diverse as possible, but having students' input in that. And then more workshops, for example, talking to adults, absolutely. One thing, we've been very, very lucky to be working with People Arise now, and we've already had a workshop with Year 9. We'd love to expand that going forward, and we want to increase our community links going forward. And I think the more workshops we can do, and smaller workshops, will give students a real voice, instead of doing whole assemblies where people don't want to speak out. But workshops give people the ability to really speak out and share their views. Keep up the amazing work. It's an ongoing process, but we're going to work hard to achieve these.